Hey everyone, this is Kristen Fagan here for Softlex Company with a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. And I've got some new technology hooked up today. So hopefully we're going to be sounding fantastic. That's the goal. So today we're going to work on a necklace that I started during our live beading party last Wednesday on the Softlex Company Facebook page and YouTube channel. Sarah was visiting with our friend Joyce, Just Beat It, and I was there hanging out and in the background working on some things from my Rosé All Day bead kit. I made this necklace. It's got this modified ladder stitch with some Cathedral beads, all from the kit. And we're going to work on that together. I'm kind of excited we're going to work on this because I think I need to just tweak the design a little bit. And I'm going to have you help me with that. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit about what's going on at softlexcompany.com. We have a sale going on right now, which is spend $55, get a free bead strand. It is our Sparkle and Shine bead strand right here. And that's while supplies last, or it ends tomorrow night, January 11th at midnight Pacific time. Super sparkly, pretty strand of beads. We've also got our Lunar Design Kit, which is our monthly design kit, currently on sale. And that is similar, but not the same as our Rosé All Day design kit, right? So Rosé All Day is sold out. So that's what I'm going to be using today. But if you purchase this kit, you can bead along with me, or you can make something similar from items that you have in your stash. If you missed out on that kit and you want to try one of our monthly mystery design kits, this is the Lunar New Year. This is the next one. Sarah will be opening this on January 20. It's the last Wednesday of the month. Let me see what that is. 26th, January 26th. At 3 p.m. Pacific time. So grab this kit if you want to join us in our monthly design challenge. We have our first live sale of the new year tomorrow. That will be live on the Softlex Company Facebook page, and it goes live at noon. It'll be shot in 2 parts. So we'll have the first part, a break, and then the second part. And you can shop those videos through to Thursday night at midnight Pacific time. So super fun. I feel like we haven't had one in forever. I know a few of you have been asking and are excited. When is our next live bead sale? It is tomorrow, January 11th at noon Pacific time. So join us over on the Softlex Company Facebook page for that. And lastly, but not least, we have our Galentine's event kit for sale. We are 75% sold out. We at Softlex Company create the supply kit for the event, and then you would grab the beads from our friends. And you just find all the details over on the Softlex Company website. So go to softlexcompany.com, click on the Galentine's kit, and you have all the details for the event, where to get the bead kit from, and also a sign-up form if you want to be our Galentine. We are doing a special edition where you can sign up for the form and be paired with a friend, and then you'll send them a Galentine bracelet, and they'll send you a Galentine bracelet. So really fun. Happy Love Mail. Gabriella, Becky, Pamela, and Rosalinda. Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you. Yeah, how's everyone's start of the new year going? I just did a 12-month card reading over in my group, Discover Your Creative Magic, yesterday, and it was super fun. I have a group, Discover Your Creative Magic, here on Facebook. That's a creativity circle, and you can come join me over there if you're interested. We just did a 12-month card reading, and we do a lot of painting in there specifically, but there is also beading. There's other crafts and other means of creativity. It's all about living a creative life. Hi, Fran. Great to see you. So that was really fun. That was a great kind of kickoff for me for the new year and got me inspired and excited about what creativity has in store. Hope loves my flower paintings. Thanks, Hope. Yeah, I've got all sorts of paintings behind me. This is kind of an ever-changing little gallery that we get to see behind me as paintings get made or move in and out. I change it up back there. So as well as a graphic designer for Softflex Company and a beading educator, I also paint and do a lot of creativity coaching and guiding on the side. Yay, Marisol, woohoo, happy Monday. Great to see you. Okay, so before I switch down, I need help with the design idea of this necklace. So when I did it on the video, on the live beading party, I wasn't sure of the length. So I just decided, I used kind of all of my clear beads up. So I just decided to make it extra long because then I can always change my mind and make it shorter. So here's what it looks like when it's extra long, just kind of hanging out like that, which is pretty. But I'm feeling like I want to change it a little bit. So these are the two ideas I had. Either I bring the design up a little bit and make it more of a Y necklace. I can keep it shorter, just like it is here. Let's see if I can get it where you can see it without me. There we go. That's maybe better. There we go. Okay, so I can keep it similar design with the length of this and just make the necklace shorter. Or I can make it more like a Y necklace where I pull this down a little bit and make this really long, like maybe 3 times the length, so that this part where the ladder stitch is comes down to maybe about here. But either way, I think I want to shorten the top part. So what do you think? Do I just go keep it similar with the ladder stitch and just go short? Or make it more like a Y necklace where I allow this part to get real long? Yeah, I feel like I like the shorter length too. I was very curious because I know a lot of you liked it long on the video. Short version. All right, cool. Okay, so we're going to do this necklace design. The fun part is really going over this little ladder stitch focal here, and we'll keep it in the same length here, and we'll just make this part shorter. I think that'll be, I think that'll work a little bit better. I liked it long, but I was wearing it for a few days and it just felt off. You know, when something just doesn't feel like it's laying exactly how you would like it to, it just feels a little off. So that's why I wanted to have your input and restructure it just a little bit. Great. So we're going to shorten it. So I'll be using beads from my Rosé All Day design kit. Some of them you can get similar things right now at softflexcompany.com. So I'll mention that as I open it up and show you what we're working with. I'm going to be using our Rosé color extreme wire that was in the kit. And I think we're out of stock on the medium, but you can still get fine. I'm also going to be using our regular crimping pliers with 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes today instead of the magical. And that's because the extreme wire is a little bit different in the way it's manufactured and the nylon coating, and it could slip. And so I'd rather just use the regular crimping pliers, the blue handle, so that I'm sure it's secure. and save the magical crimping pliers for when I'm using soft flex beading wire, our original. I did, however, use the magical crimping pliers for the little end pieces here. And I might do that again, since you're not worried about that being secure to hold the design together. It's just aesthetically to add a little end point there. I can use my magical crimping pliers on that part that you see. All right, let me turn you down to my beading table. And let's see if we can get rid of this little bit of light coming in. Always different depending on the time of day. I'm trying to figure out if I should go up or down. That's a good idea, Becky. You can make it adjustable. I mean, I'm thinking of it being pretty different in length. So I don't know, unless I made it adjustable with maybe chain or something in the back. Where's that light coming from? There's always something with these setups. You never know. Go back a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. That is good enough. Janelda is asking, will you use the same size crimp that you would with the magical crimping pliers? I will. Yep. So I'm going to use the 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. I'm just going to use the regular crimping pliers for the connection in the back to the clasp. And that would be this pair here. And I can use my magical pliers if you want on the little end pieces here, just so they have a little bit nicer of a finish. You're not as worried about that being a connection issue there. So these are the magical crimping pliers. And in both cases, I'm going to use the 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. This was such a neat kit. There were so many different things in here. I do have a couple of these little crystals left from the kit, the rondelles in clear and in pink, as well as some in that crystal color. You can still get these too at softflexcompany.com. They are the 3x5 millimeter rondelles, and they come in a couple of different colorways. And I know that the clear and the pink is still available. I have a fire polish bead in here. I don't know if you can get, I think you can. I think we've got crystal, the regular crystal still left in the fire polish. This one has a little bit of an AB finish. I can't recall if we still have the AB one. But if you wanted to pick up that bead there, you can still grab that at softflexcompany.com. These little frosted ones are like a frosted clear cathedral bead. They were specifically gathered for the Rosé All Day kit, so you cannot get that one online any longer. However, you can find cathedral beads at other shops that you like to frequent, and I'm sure a few of them may have some options for you. The pendant as well. This is this was a specialty item that was gathered just for the kit. So you would have this if you got the kit. If you don't have this, you can supplement this with another type of pendant. The other thing I added in were some of these little gold accents, and they just pulled them from my stash. I added that since our wire was gold. I wanted to have a little bit of a gold and silver look going on, especially because our wire is gold and our findings are gold. Becky loves AB beads. Yeah, they're always so pretty. You can't beat the sparkle of an AB bead. So I may add some of these little crystals in there just because I need to make it a little bit longer in the back before I make my connection. Let's see if I've got, so in the kit, you would have gotten a lobster clasp. This is in silver. You can use this one, or you can grab a gold from your stash if you want to match the wire. But since we're working with both silver and gold, either one could work. I wonder if I should bring these in. We have these little rhinestones that were in the bead mix that came with the kit. This bead mix now sold out, so we don't have any more of the mix either. But they might be a nice addition in here, maybe along the sides of the strand. Marisol says, ooh, that is so yummy, and sparkle is my favorite color. If it sparkles, you're a happy person, right? Okay, so I need to get a pair of cutters. I'm going to have to cut up this design so that we can start fresh. Any other tools I will need right now? Maybe I'll use my tape measure to see just how long this wire is, so that I do not have to cut too much off the strand, off the spool. All right, I think I'm going to cut about 22 inches. I want a little bit extra so that when I do the ladder stitch in the front, I still have enough on the back end. So those of you that got this kit, what did you think of this rosé gold color? It was a happy accident. The color was supposed to be, I think, originally champagne, and it came out a little bit golder than our champagne, but not quite as gold as our 24 karat gold. So rosé gold color was born, but we only had a limited supply. So we put it in the kit, and then we also put it in our outlet shop. And like I said, I think the medium is currently sold out, but you can still get it in fine. And if you are going to work with fine, again, I would use the regular crimping pliers when using the fine, and I would use the regular crimping pliers for anywhere you're going to secure the crimp with the extreme. It just makes it so that it doesn't slip, since it is slightly differently made. So I've got 22 inches of my soft flex beading wire. And I'm going to cut this free. We're going to start where the pendant is first. And then I'll take out, I did 5 of these cathedral beads for that pendant center, the little drop part. So you're going to find your center on your beading wire and string on your pendant just like you normally would. Hey, Danielle Wicks, nice to see you. And now we're going to go in left and right, and we're going to pull it through our cathedral bead to make our first loop. So going to left side, go through the bead from left to right, and the right side is going to go through the bead from right to left. Just like so. And then we'll just pull those tails until we make our first loop through the bead. Now we're just going to repeat that with the other 5 beads I got here. So Happy New Year, everybody. I know I talked a little bit about it in the beginning when I first got on here. This is my second video of the year. And I hope I sound well. I've got a fancy new microphone here. You just want to make sure when you're doing this part that you are not getting too off center with the length of your wires. If you have a lot of wire to work with, you'll be all right, but you don't want this to get too off center where your left side's really short and your right side's really long, and then you can't bead up your necklace. And I'm going to pull them kind of tight so they sit right on top of one another. I still have all of my holiday decorations up. I meant to take them down this weekend and it just didn't happen. We brought all the tubs in, our little storage tubs, and they're all sitting in my living room right now. Not quite there yet. We just have one more to do, and you can pull these as you get more on there. You can kind of go back and pull them a little bit tighter to create more even tension between them. Thanks, Teresa. Teresa says, beautiful. And you can always change, like I was saying earlier, I was going to try and make it maybe longer or make this little ladder stitch. You can even make it shorter, but I think 5 is kind of a fun length. So for the center, before we go up and bead up each side, I have this nice large textured gold bead, and it's kind of a little bit, it's got a little bit rosiness to it. That's why I liked it. And I'm going to do the same thing. I think I did the same thing for this one. I'm trying to remember now. Let's see. Same thing for that one. Yeah. So that you've got that one at the top, and then you can string on either side for your necklace. And you can even play around with how large or small those loops are. I've got 2 of these left, so I'm going to just string them. So this loop, as you're going, is this one right here where the gold bead is going to kind of open up again. But once you get all your beads on there and you crimp the end, you'll be able to adjust that loop to pull it tighter. Hi, Marianne. Hey, Sherry. Thanks for the love, Sherry. Yeah, it's pretty neat design, right? Something a little bit different. I've done this with earrings before and bracelets, but I think this is actually, you know what? I wonder if I should put these little rhinestones there. I think this is the first time I played with it in this manner, like a necklace or a pendant. So now I'm just going to string up both sides, kind of go back and forth from the left to the right. And see how this kind of comes together. And I'm secretly hoping I didn't cut my strand too short because it kind of feels like I did right now. But you know what? There's always a way. There's always a way to add more wire if I need to. We can get creative. Hence free spirit beading. That's sort of, we were talking a little bit about it on the beading party on Wednesday. And I think it might have been Marianne. Somebody said, oh, is that where free spirit beading comes from? And I'm like, yep, it's just kind of go with it. If I make a mistake, figure out how I can make an adjustment to that mistake. I think I'm going to make a little bit of a design change here as well. I think instead of these gold pieces close up here, I'm going to pull them a little bit further back because I noticed that I had more silver as the necklace design went up and not much more gold. So I think instead I'll add a silver spacer and a fire polish bead and another silver spacer there, and then save those gold pieces for just a little bit up higher. Hi, Nancy. Happy New Year to you too. Thanks for the demo, love. I've been getting a little frustrated with my sound in my studio here. So we got a new device and I'm hoping that helps because, you know, it's no fun when you do these things and then you have technical problems, especially sound. And I was getting a little discouraged about it. So please tell me if I sound okay today. I hope so. Sounds good now. Great. Sometimes you just need to update your your devices and what you're using. So here's the pattern I've got going on. There's the pendant and the little ladder stitch all the way up. And then I've got the fire polish, the rhinestone beads, and then the cathedral beads, 3 of each. Silver, fire polish silver, and then 3 of those cathedral beads again. Yay, sound is great. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that. I think I was worrying Sarah a little bit because I was getting like, why am I even doing this if I can't sound good? So hopefully we figured it out. Hopefully we have a new setup that will work for all of the videos and I don't have to feel like I have to change it each time and not know what's going on. The true test will be when Sarah and I are on together, because that always seems to be where we have the most issues, is when both of us are on the video. So we'll have to test that out. Cathedral beads are super pretty. I agree, Becky. They are one of my favorite, and they are a bead that I was introduced to many, many years ago working at a bead store. So they've been around a long time, this particular shape. And I just always find them to be so regal and yet vintage looking. They kind of have that very fancy vibe. But I also find them to be quite easy to wear. Like, I don't feel like it's too over the top. I don't know. I just dig them. I feel like you can dress them down easily, which I always like because I do a lot of dressing down. My jewelry is usually what perks up my wardrobe. Can you relate? We can be all fancy in our sweat, in our casual clothes, and then dress ourselves up with some great jewelry. All right, well, I'm getting close to the end, so maybe I wasn't too far off on my sizing. Let's see what I've got left here. I didn't end up opening the little rondelles. Five fire polish and 2 cathedrals. So maybe I'll just do some swapping here. Do every other one towards the back. Yeah, Marianne, exactly. Can I wear jewelry with my PJs? Yes, you absolutely can. One of the funny things about these videos is that a lot of times I'm all dressed up top and I'm wearing my PJs on the bottom. Shh, don't tell anybody. I feel like this one's got to pull a little tighter here, that way, and then pull this one a little tighter that way. I know, Becky. Becky says, I can't remember the last time I dressed up. It's been so long. Well, if you're coming to the Galentine's Day party, which will be virtual and on a video, maybe you can dress up for that, right? You can come join us and get a little dressed up and feel all fancy. Danielle Wicks is like, woohoo, sweatpants day. I actually don't have too many sweatpants, like in true sweatpant form, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I just inherited a pair from one of my kids. This doesn't fit them anymore. All right, let me see how long I made this, because I think I made it way too short. I did. I've got an idea, though. All right, I totally made this way too short. Let me see what my length ended up being once I used my ladder stitch. I think what I'll do is attach either some chain on the back or just attach some beading wire. What do you think? I do have some chain that was kind of this rosy colored. It wasn't like your normal. Yeah, I only ended up with 13 inches. What was I thinking? Janelda says some chain. I think chain would be really kind of fun. And like Becky said earlier, I might be able to make it where I can adjust the length. All right, so I'll keep that on the video on the screen right now while I go grab some chain. So note to self, 22 inches of beading wire only gave me 13 inches of usable necklace wire after doing my ladder stitch. And I just have a little bit left to attach. So if you want to do beading all the way up the back, you'll need to add probably another 8 inches, I guess. So maybe 30 inches would have been a better amount to cut from the beginning. Well, we live and we learn. So I have this chain here. Let's see how long it is. It's in 2 pieces. So I've got one piece that's 12 inches. 13 plus 12 would be totally long enough. And one piece that is really short. One piece is 4 inches. So maybe what I'll do is cut 2 4-inch pieces and then I can add my clasp in between them. But see how this chain is kind of the same color as these beads here? Do not ask me where I got this. I have no idea. I actually think it was probably something I picked up that might have been like a repurposed piece of jewelry that I just cut apart. So I'm just going to cut this one the same length as that one. So I have 4 inches on each side. I'll attach it here and then add a clasp in the back. So first things first, I'll switch my bead stopper to just one side and then I'm going to crimp one of these. So it looks like I will not be using my magical crimping pliers at all because I want to make sure all of my crimp connections are secure with this particular type of wire, the extreme. And so I'm going to use the regular crimping pliers for all of them. Yeah, I totally could, Gloria. Good idea. Gloria says, Kristen, you can also add 4 inches more with the crimps. So in that case, I could even just put the crimp down and add some more wire here, crimp it, and then bead back up. That would totally be another way of doing it. Now I left myself such little wire that I'm going to use the tippy tip if I can. Otherwise, I'll grab a chain nose plier. I'm going to try and grab just the tippy tip of the beading wire. Now I'll use a chain nose. Let's not make it more difficult, right? I'm going to try my bend nose pliers and see if I can do that and grab the end piece. This is what I do when I have not a lot of beading wire left and I need to get it in a crimp, because with my fingers, I really can't get it in there. But with a tool, I can kind of get a little more. And once I see it peek out from the crimp, then I can grab a hold of that end piece, hopefully grab the right one. This is one of the, yeah, I was just going to say, thanks, Danielle. I was just going to say that. This is one of those videos where you're learning some of the tips that I do when I make a boo-boo. Okay, so I'm going to try this again with a smaller pair of chain nose pliers so that I can get into that crimp a little more easily, hopefully. I sometimes have to do this if I also make a boo-boo on my clasp and I need to cut it, and now I have like itty bitty wire to work with. And this isn't really that short, so I think I'm just holding it in a weird way. Okay, let's see. I think I got it now. Get it in there. And then when it's coming out the bottom, geez Louise. And then you're going to have to scoot the crimp down, pull it closer. Scoot the crimp down, pull the tail. Scoot the crimp down, pull the tail until you get it to where you need it. It's a bit of finagling, but I finally did it. And then we can pull that again to get our loop a little bit smaller. So many oopsies, so little time, right? And before I crimp, I'm going to make sure that I am not too tight. Because if I am, which I feel like I am, I can just scoot my crimp a little bit further away from the bead. And then when I'm ready, go ahead and crimp. So this is the regular crimping plier. This one has 2 notches. It has the crimper, which is in the back. Janelda, see, that would have been such a great idea. Janelda said, I would have removed 1 bead and not hassled with it, because in that case, you would have a little more wire to work with. But you know, and that in this particular design, that would have totally been an option. However, you do work on some designs where that's not an option. And in those cases, oh, I'm sorry. The garage is being opened. Okay. In those cases, you do have to finagle. So I'm going to crimp once in the crimper, which is the back notch. That's going to make a nice divot. See that divot in there? It's like really nice. And then you're going to turn it on its side so it looks like a little C. You can go either direction. See how I have it turned on its side, and I placed it in the front notch, and then you give it a good squeeze. Doggy fix. Yep, I have one little doggy in particular that really likes to get her bark on when that garage door opens. She knows someone's either coming or going. And then you can go ahead and trim off the end piece. Yeah, Janelle, that was very smart. You could easily have just taken off one of those beads, especially this last big one, and given yourself a little more wire to work with. I do have a little more wire on this side, so it won't be quite as hair-raising to connect. But I have thought about that when I've done it on my own in my studio and thought, this would be a good tip to share, that when you have a little bit of wire, you use a pair of pliers to grab a hold of it, tuck it in, kind of push it down, and then grab the tail to pull it closer. That was a lot easier because I had a little more wire to play with on this side. And then you just I just scooch my crimp down and pull the tail until I'm happy with. And look what I just saw. Look at how open that is. That's not going to be great. So I'm going to try and close that. Actually, I'm going to hold on to one side of this chain and just see if I can wiggle that without dropping it. A little bit closer. So I'm just taking my 2 pliers and wiggling that so that the chain little opening there is much more now closed and butt up next to each other. Because that wouldn't have been good with this thin wire as a connection. Yes, we made a taco. That's a very good point. It does look like a taco. I always say the letter C, but since we use a ravioli when we do the magical crimper, a taco is very appropriate. Chanelta, good point. The other tip I like to do is when I'm crimping, see, I've got on this one, I've got the round divot on the back and the little part that pokes it in the front. I actually want to switch that because I want that to be in the back of my design. I want the front of my design to have a smoother looking crimp. So I just switched the tool so that the round part is on this side and the divot is on the back. So I'm going to squeeze it, make my taco, place my taco into the front rounder on its side. See how it's got the divot right there pointing out, and then squeeze that again. And then I am going to squeeze a few more times. Going to go around on that rounder, and that'll kind of help cinch it in a few more times. And then trim it off. And the difference is that that's the side I want facing the front, and then this is the side I want facing the back. I don't even know if you can see that, but that's the part that has the little closed lip. It's just a little thing. It's not a big deal, but it's something that when you're making your jewelry, if you can keep it in mind, then it just makes it look a little bit more finished on the front. And then last, I have to find a clasp and a jump ring to add in the back. More good tips. Did somebody say ravioli? We were making tacos today instead of raviolis. Now that's a good tip. Thank you. Yeah, the added chain is nice. So I'm going to find, I don't know, I didn't pull anything out yet. So I'm going to have to go find a little clasp to add on the end. And then I still have some chain left, quite a bit. So it's possible I may even think about if I want to add an extender on the back if you wanted to make it longer. But I did really like it at the smaller size. So there we go. Lots of troubleshooting, lots of making it work moments today. Marisol loves the added chain. So good. Yeah, Yeah, see, one of those happy accidents. I think the chain actually ended up being a nice design element to bring in some more of the gold and have a little bit of that golden and silver look going on. So fun. Thanks, Gabriella. Gabriella says, so beautiful. That chain is what great neck messes are made of, Marisol says. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I knew where I got it. I really have no idea. I only have this little bit of it. So I kind of, and it's really super light. I feel like I might have gotten it from some like costume jewelry that I cut apart, you know? So let me just go ahead. I don't have the clasp on it yet, but it will sit somewhat like that. So it's a little bit, I can play with the, let's see if I can do it in the center. I can play with the length a little bit more now that I've got the chain and maybe add it. I do think it looks really great with the chain on the back. So maybe I would feel better about the longer style with that chain showing. Pretty cool. Or you can go super short like that. Thanks everyone for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's demo and got some new tips, something fun out of our little troubleshooting session we had, and even got to try something new with the pendant with that ladder stitch that you might not have tried before in a necklace design. So be sure to check in with us tomorrow. We have the live bead sale at noon Pacific time on Softflex Company's Facebook page. We have a new video with Sarah on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time that you can find on the Softflex Company Facebook and YouTube channel. And I'll be back here again next Monday for a next episode of Free Spirit Beading. Oh, thanks for all the love, everybody. Danielle says, love it. Beautiful design. You're welcome, Christine. Always helpful. Bead shopping time. Every day is bead shopping day, isn't it? So remember, the Galentine supply kit is about 75% sold out. The lunar kits are also doing well. I didn't get a chance to check out how many were left, but they are selling really well also. And if you spend $55 or more, you will get that Sparkle and Shine bead strand for free today and tomorrow until midnight Pacific time tomorrow, January 11th. You'll see those details right on the homepage. All right. Yeah, I can totally show it one more time. Lena, she says, can you show it one more time? You know what? Let me see if I can put it on a bit of a... I'll put it on this guy here, and I'll just hold the back. So I'll hold the back. How is that? And I think it'll be fun even showing more chain and letting it go down a little bit lower. Now I just have to find a clasp. I will share pictures of it on the Softflex Company blog. You will see that on Friday, and I'll also share pictures in the Softflex VIB studio, which is our Facebook group. So you can check it out over there as well. Yeah, I love it with the chain too. Marvelous. Thank you, Marianne. Thanks, Nancy. I think the chain was one of those fun, happy accidents. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week, and I will catch you here live next Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, I could make the chain a little bit longer. Totally. I still have some left, so I can always add a little connection to make it a little bit longer. Nancy says, show more chain. Yeah, chain is fun to play with. We don't sell a lot of chain over at softluxcompany.com. We have a couple of things of chain, but they're limited supply, and once they're gone, they're gone. So you won't see us doing a whole lot with chain, but whenever we do get it in, we enjoy playing with it. All right, everybody. See you next week. Lots of love. Bye.